Good evening and welcome to Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee together with Tony Lopez. Tonight we're going to talk about how robust our tourism industry here in the Philippines is with our guests from the Philippine Travel Agencies Association, the President, JP Cabalza. Thanks for being on our show. Once again, welcome back.
Thank you.
And we also have Fe Ablingyu, who is the VP for Inbound, also representing PTAA. And then we have Reyes-Victoria, who is the PR for PTAA. Thank you for being on our show.
She's on travel agency too. All of them have a travel
yes,
agencies.
Yeah. So tell us about the, we're actually growing quite strong, even though we didn't hit our target last year, 2013, but we are growing strong. How strong is the tourism industry in the Philippines?
Well, basically, if you look at the tourism arrivals, compared to 2012, we landed at 4.7 million for
Tourism
2013.
arrivals.
Yeah. From a rate of 4.2 million in 2012. So that's around 9.56% increase in spite of the slowdown during the fourth quarter due to the catastrophes that has happened. So I think it's still bullish if you look into it. We're still looking at a very good atmosphere for the industry.
What number are we looking at for 2014?
Well, for 2014, the target is around 6.5 million. Because we
this
have
year, 6.5.
Yeah, because for our 10 million target has to be hit by 2016 according to Malacanang. So we'll really have to work hand in hand with the Department of Tourism.
Doable ba yan?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think it is.
Paano,
doable?
You're for Inbound. How can we hit that target?
Since the Department of Tourism is very aggressive, if I may say, in
Projecting.
in doing MICE in the Philippines. When I say MICE, this is meeting, incentives, conventions, and conferences, and in events. And this is also one factor that will bring in more foreign arrivals.
The convention business.
The convention business.
How much did the convention business bring in 2013? How many visitors?
Well, it's not specified in the statistics, but it's part of the 4.6 foreign arrivals in the Philippines.
But that's where you see the growth is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do normally people go? Singapore is where they go for conventions, or?
Well, into the Philippines,
Inbound.
yeah.
We used to be number one in the convention business because
In
of
the
PICC.
Yeah.
Right now, we
Hong
have the
Kong put up
S.M.E.
its own convention center.
Yeah.
Singapore put up their own convention center.
We have the S.M.E. now, which is really huge. And other, like the Research World, is also coming up with another convention center. And I believe somewhere in the entertainment city, they are also coming up with another convention center. So that alone will be of great help in terms of hitting the target.
But aside from the so-called MICE,
Yeah.
and then meetings,
Incentives,
Incentives,
conventions, and events.
conferences, events.
but you just call it convention business. Outside of that, what other factors that will spur our tourism inbound?
Well, right now, also the Department of Tourism is very aggressive in promoting our heritage and culture tourism.
Heritage and culture.
Yeah, heritage and culture. So now the pilot project is, of course, the Manila, because Manila is very rich in culture. The Intramuros area, as far as until about Parañaque, Las Piñas. This is where the
Manila
target
is Muslim, Christian, at the same time.
Yes.
And Asian.
Yeah.
Asian.
So that is where the focus of the Department of Tourism right now. And of course, not to miss our beautiful beaches. This is being loved by the Europeans, especially during the time of winter season in their country. They really flock into the Philippines.
Boracay is still the number 2 destination after Manila.
Oh yes, definitely.
Followed by Cebu.
Of course, but then of course lately, Puerto Princesa, because
Puerto
of the
Princesa
underground
picking up.
river, is also in the top list of the destination being visited by the foreign arrivals.
Nagkakaroon ng
Yeah.
gateway kasi. What happens right now is that yung mga destinations such as Boracay, Bohol, Cebu, Davao, there are direct flights now
Ilocos.
coming
Direct
from
flights
from
from
Incheon,
overseas.
Kasi ang
not
highest
passing by Manila.
they don't
Chartered.
pass by anymore sa
Ano ba
Manila,
yung
no?
advantage ng not passing by Manila, Michelle?
Well, advantage, you're direct
don't
to
waste
the,
time.
Yeah, you don't want to say. But of course, for Manila agents, that's a disadvantage for us.
Tapos
In the
walang
hotels.
hassle.
In
the hotels, because they won't
Walang
stay in
additional
Manila
hassle.
anymore.
Walang additional hassle kasi ang processing doon sa end destination.
And that's an additional cost to the consumers from outside the country.
Yeah.
Yung segment ng
Yung passing
airfare,
by,
Manila to Calibo or Manila to Caticlan, that's an additional $150 cost for them.
So, kasi sometimes you have to wait for a connecting flight.
Correct.
Which might be not within the next 3 hours, no? Ideally,
Yes.
dapat within the next 3 hours.
Yes.
Which gives you time to have coffee, wait for your luggage, and check in for the next flight.
Yeah. That happens usually during yung mga top arrivals natin. These are the Koreans, the Americans, the Japanese, the Chinese.
So how many
market.
Koreans? Koreans are the top. How
Well,
many?
1.1
out of
million.
1.2 million, so
1.2
they
million
comprise of
Koreans.
22%
That's
of
for
the
last
total.
year.
Student Korean groups
Ama.
coming in.
Why are Koreans interested in the Philippines? We got, I think, 1.17 or
Number one is
1.2.
for the English.
English.
They take it.
They like our English.
Majority are students who come here.
For leisure.
Not naman.
Leisure. They
leisure.
travel in herds also. They're like the Chinese community
Because
that they...
in Korea, I believe, there is no beautiful beaches that they can visit. So, since one of the airlines is flying direct, they have a chartered flight from Incheon to Calibo. And that's why Calibo now is considered to be an international airport.
May immigration na.
They have an immigration.
Ang Calibo.
Meron.
Yeah, it's already an international airport because from China also, a lot of chartered flights from China, all from Incheon also, and a lot of provinces from China.
Calibo, then they take a bus to Caticlan.
Yes.
That's how many hours?
That's 1.5.
1.5 hours.
1.5
Okay.
There's no
hours.
direct to Caticlan.
There's a direct flight, but
airport
then
cannot
These are
these
small
big
planes, eh?
aircraft
Big
yeah,
aircraft.
cannot land in Caticlan because the runway is too short, for an
You need
international
about a 2
70.
kilometer runway, no?
Yeah.
70 seaters lang.
Allowed.
That's the most. And
pwede.
now, one of our governors in Legazpi or Albay is very also aggressive in promoting
Joey
the-
Salceda.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And that's why a lot of
He wants to promote Mayon, the most perfect cone
yeah,
volcano
and he has
in the
another
world.
project. They call it Almasor. That's
Paano yung
Albay, Masbate, Sorsogon. So he is,
kinumbay niya.
yeah, he is very aggressive in promoting this destination, and so much so during the last Chinese New Year, when there was overflowing of guests in Boracay, some of the tourists were diverted.
May spillover.
May spillover,
sa
and they were
Almasor.
they were brought into
So in
Legazpi.
Albay, you see the volcano, you enjoy
Yeah.
the beaches, and the native Bicol
Actually-
Express. Masbate, what do you want there?
The rodeo.
Rodeo.
Yeah, and the
Cattle,
pineapple.
the ranch atmosphere.
Yes.
It's an island. And Sorsogon, the Butanding.
Of course, the whale shark encounter. And so, but then of course, Legazpi in itself is very, very nice because it's a complete destination.
Yeah.
You have the beaches.
Yeah.
You have Misibis Bay.
You have,
near
of
the-
course,
Misibis.
Misibis
It's the
Bay.
best beach there now.
So far.
Resort. Yeah.
So far. Yeah. And they also, I think they came up also with a very nice convention center, big enough to hold more than 300
In
persons.
fact, the overall target of Albay is to host the APEC Summit. No?
Yeah.
Actually, they are already nominated.
bidding, no?
Yeah,
They're bidding,
I
no?
think they are bidding for one of the packet ministerial meetings in 2015 for the APEC summit.
And one advantage of Albay is that they have a very dynamic governor
Yes.
who has access to his classmate who lives by the Pasig River. Diba? President Aquino.
But right now for the ASEAN, I think it's going to be held in Iloilo.
Iloilo.
Yes.
ASEAN.
For 2015.
2015.
But that's also good because then we have pockets that they can actually go to other places.
Yeah.
But it's I think it's very good also
Iloilo
for
is
us to be
also
hosting.
booming.
Iloilo is very
Panglao.
booming because
Yeah.
Mega
Yeah.
Panglao
World,
Beach.
That's
Mega
right.
World came in.
Abul pala yun, no?
Alin?
Iloilo. Abul.
Hindi,
Panglao.
Panglao yun.
Panglao.
Panglao is Bohol. Yeah,
Tagbilaran.
we're gonna continue this discussion. We'll be right back. You're watching Biz News.
International PTAA, 500 members, travel and tour operators. You account for how much of the inbound and outbound traffic of the Philippines?
Well, if you look into
80?
ako tingin ko nasa mga 70%, no? Yung
So
na-handle namin.
3 of every 10, 3 out of every
Well,
4
oo.
tourists that come here are handled by your
Yes.
members. No?
Yes. Yes.
How about those going out?
Ganun din. We have a very
3 out
strong
of every
outbound
4,
travel agency
So, in
association.
fact, you're a very powerful group, very influential, and you have a say on the direction
Well, it's more
and
on
management of tourism in the
Well,
Philippines.
it's more on professionalizing the industry. We do a lot of training programs,
Yeah.
Introduction of new product lines. No?
Yeah.
Well, 5 years ago, you won't see, for example, Baler Aurora in the
Baler
tourism map.
Aurora.
But right now, because
Bali,
we
you
brought
market major destinations.
yes, we brought
And you develop
We
new
help.
destinations.
yes, we give our suggestions to the provincial government on what to really do, and give them tips on how the culture of tourism will have to
So
be
at any
done.
given time, your 500 members have a Rolodex of how many million passengers?
Oh, probably. Well,
How
that's a
many
bit.
million passengers have done business with you members combined?
Well, baka
Easily 10 million.
hindi naman siguro. Hindi naman. Because
Dapat,
ang
kasi
Combined.
arrivals
business
na
for how many
Inbound,
years?
outbound dyan.
inbound, outbound, mga
O, di ba,
approximately.
easily 10 million. Oh.
Approximately.
So you like Tony is
Yeah.
saying that you actually have a powerful voice for tourism because you do represent the voice of your industry.
Correct.
What are some of the things that you actually want to happen? Infrastructure is one of those.
Concerns.
Well,
Concerns.
Where
first,
exactly?
Well, first and foremost, no, we are a lobby group in terms of pushing the infrastructure projects where it's really needed. No, first
Where
and
is it
foremost
most needed?
Well, in the
Infra-
airports.
Airports,
This would
We need
be
to
number
improve our
one.
airports.
Airports.
Di NAIA
The
airport.
access has to be there. You know, my point of view, my personal point of view on the airports would be usually. The first airport that we had was in Ayala, Triangle. That's the smallest
yeah.
airport. But
Nielsen.
what happened was,
Nielsen
what
Tower.
happened a few decades ago was that it was enveloped into series
Business
of buildings.
district.
Yeah.
So you cannot expand anymore. So the ideal thing was to put it in MIA,
Yeah.
which is now NAIA.
Yeah.
But apparently, the coastal water at that time was at Taft Avenue. And then there was an increase again to Roas Boulevard. So again, na-envelope na naman yung airport. I
Naging
think the
cramped.
best way to really source it, if I may say so, it should be in a coastal area
Of course.
wherein there will be no request for infrastructure
Commercial
buildings
developments
to
around
come
it,
up.
yeah.
Kasi yun yung struggle eh. I mean, once an airport is built, business,
So,
commercial
ano yan, Sangli
areas.
Point, ganyan?
Sangli could be one.
Reclaim-
Sangli could be one. It can be a point of reference. So, it will spur more flights to go
sabi
here.
naman nila, ilagay sa ibabaw ng Laguna de Bay. Talim Island. Pwede ba hindi?
Hindi ko pa narinig yata yung na yun. But
Kasi
ideally,
if
dapat
you
coastal.
notice, almost all airports around the world are near the coastal.
Yeah, Hong Kong, Osaka,
Lalo na,
Tokyo,
lalo na
San
if you have
Francisco,
a
di ba?
small
France.
landmass.
New York, di ba?
Maliit yung landmass natin eh. We're a very small country. So, putting it in
So paano ngayon yan to hit our
well, that is
infrastructure?
essential.
How fast
I
are
think
we?
the DOTC right now is
planning
working
to
on it.
execution, completion of an airport, that takes at least 5 years, di ba?
Exactly.
Provided the political will is there.
Oo, but I think naman the DOTC has
Ano
already
ba
started
final
it.
decision? Is it expand the NAIA or
Twin.
or develop
Ang
Clark?
alam ko na pag-decidean was
Sabay.
yung Twin Airport with Clark and Manila. Iko-combine. So I think they still also have to consider even Sangli
Asang.
as a very good
Real decision yet
alternative.
regarding-
Sangli is a government property, no
Yes.
problem about right-of-way acquisitions like that. No?
Correct.
So infra is number one. How else are you
Infra.
going to expand? Because the targets, it's
Well,
high.
yung if you
You
talk
also need to
Hotels.
expand the hotel room.
Yeah, hotels. Yeah.
Hotel room,
Hotels, resorts will have to come in, so you have to really give a lot of incentives, no? Yung
How
cruise
how many
company.
rooms do we have now?
Well, right now we're
700 plus.
Seven?
784.
784,000. rooms. Okay. But the increase that we're looking at for 2014 is an additional 15,000
15,000
rooms. But there's still a
15,000
need.
rooms.
And the investor
And
appetite.
how many rooms are in the pipeline?
Marami. Ang nasa...
They can meet the 15,000 rooms.
There is.
per day.
Yung
Yeah.
15,000 may investors na yun. You're looking
what
at...
I read that we need about 37,000 rooms
Correct.
nationwide.
Nationwide,
Mainly
correct.
Metro Manila.
Yeah, but we're also trying to push other destinations.
push
Key
other
cities, key
So that
destinations.
15,000 rooms is going to get done by
Well, 2014.
2014, and
Within
majority
this
of
year.
that is going to be where?
Well,
Yung
key city.
15,000 rooms done na yon, good as done this
Good
year.
as done.
Yeah.
Those are
Okay.
inked deal already. So, they'll be coming in majority are in Manila, Fort Bonifacio, Cebu,
And
Boracay.
Coron is also.
Coron.
Bohol is
Coron.
also
And
there.
Coron, what's going on
Manila.
in Coron?
Well,
Beach, the beach and
the
the
beach. They have a lot
diving,
of
surf.
resorts and hotels also being built up there now.
There are a lot of Boracay owners who are investing in Coron.
Coron.
So, if you look at those big
I have a
hotels,
feeling Coron is better than Boracay.
Because Boracay is so commercialized already now.
May-
But Coron
may
is still
specific.
pristine.
You
there
go to
may
Boracay,
specific.
para kang hindi umalis sa Maynila. Yung mga nakita mo sa the night before sa restaurant, nandun siya. Oh.
Depende sa
Yeah.
taste ng tao.
Depende.
Actually.
If you stay in Station 1,
Coron remains exotic, di ba?
Yeah.
I like Paradise Island.
Oo.
Then
The
dive sites.
shipwreck diving.
Shipwreck
yes.
diving.
How many rooms do we have? What's the hotels there in
There are
Coron?
no hotels there.
There
di ba?
is,
There
there
are
is.
a lot of new hotels.
Puro ano yung mga parang
Two
bahay
seasons.
na pinilit gawing room.
Ay, maganda
Two
na
seasons
ngayon.
is there.
Actually, yung sa
Club-
city ng Coron.
That's one of the that's the best.
One of the best
Actually,
there.
that's the best so
Two
far.
In
seasons.
Coron,
In
two
Coron.
seasons.
Which
Two
one?
seasons.
Two
Two seasons.
seasons.
But they have a lot
Ba't
of.
yung binawasan ng dalawa? Because tropical tayo.
Maybe that's a
rainy
different
and
owner.
dry.
Where there have a lot of new resorts and hotels also within the
How many
city.
rooms are under construction in Coron?
Actually, yung mga nakita
Actually,
po namin, parang...
But the airport there is inadequate.
It's small.
Or
Yeah,
yeah,
but it was already
hotels.
improved. Before, it was just
Kasi
gray
it's,
dirt.
owned by a family.
You-Looking Ranch. It's You-Looking Ranch. But right now, they rehabilitated it, na cement na, so you can now accommodate
Kaya
commercial
niya jet
flights.
plane?
Kaya na. Oo.
Kaya na?
Kaya na ng commercial flights ang
I
Coron.
like the Pearl
there are
Farm
additional
there.
flights also.
You go from
Anandon
Manila
Club
to Coron.
Paradise,
You can?
El Rio
Can.
Imar, no?
Tapos may Pearl Farm doon eh. I like it.
It's ang isang malaking property na nandun yung Gateway Hotel,
Gateway.
which is along the
How many rooms?
reclaimed. Probably ang rooms na nasa mga 120 rooms. Boracay owner din yun.
So mga ano pa mga super destinations ngayon outside of Boracay, Coron, ano pa?
Ilocos.
Ilocos.
Ilocos is one, of course.
Ilocos may kwarto doon?
Oh, dami.
Pagudpud?
Oo.
Yes.
Nice.
Hana's
Pagudpud
Beach,
has no hotel.
Hana's Beach Resort
Hana's.
is very beautiful in just overlooking the Blue Lagoon.
Are they bed and breakfast hotels or really?
it's,
Ano, they-
it's a
full scale.
It's a full,
Full-scale hotel.
Ilocos Norte or Sur?
both.
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 Bigan also has very
Yeah, the three
limited
cities,
number of
yeah,
rooms.
actually.
But now, the government of vegan, I should say, is very also aggressive
Ano yung
in
Ilocos by
promoting the
land o by
heritage.
air? By air.
Both.
Actually,
Both.
what we are doing is we do it by land
By
and
land,
then air.
ilan
Babalik.
yun? 9 hours?
8 hours.
Yeah.
8 hours?
For you to cover everything and not to do a backtracking of the destination. You do it by land first, going to vegan, and then
then you
another
fly.
land going to Lawag. And then
Di ba
from
pwede
Lawag you
namang,
fly.
go right turn, make a U-turn down to Cagayan Valley?
That's kind of far.
Kasi nandun ka na sa Pagudpud.
Pwede naman.
Diretso ka na lang eh.
Pwede
Pero
naman.
masyado nang mahaba.
Masyado
po
Beautiful
yung
road
ano,
in Pagudpud.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
oo.
Actually, showcase we included that in our itinerary, that beautiful road, the viaduct that links Ilocos to Cagayan Valley. That's a kind of
And you can
course.
promote it as the northernmost point of the Philippines.
That's right.
Correct.
no?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
And beautiful
Culinary heritage
Culture.
and culture is really rich in that
That's
area.
that's how we differentiate the Philippines.
So you have there aside from the beaches, the view, you have the cuisine,
Yeah, the churches.
Gastronomy.
The churches
religion.
in Ilawag is
Part yun ng
and
tour.
you don't have to go far to experience the dune dinner. I mean the safari ride, the sand dunes.
Okay,
it's
we're
already
going to
there.
talk more about that. We'll be right back. You're watching BizNews. We're going to cut the show break. Welcome back. So Michelle, tell us, there's a lot of really good deals that you can find in the internet. Why should someone actually prefer to go to an agency like yours, to actually speak to a human being?
Yeah,
Do
actually.
we get better rates? Do we get?
Well, with regards to the rates, sometimes they have real good promos online. But if there will be any problems, you don't have anyone to talk to. It's really, you have to go to a travel agent so that any problems you'll be encountering, they will be able to troubleshoot it like that.
Tsaka travel agent, they know all the techniques, booking, rebooking, finding the best bargains, ganyan. Kasi,
Restaurants, even restaurants.
Even restaurants.
Of course,
And
Yeah,
tips
all
on
of
how
it.
to
Kasi
travel.
transfers
Huwag kang
mo,
pumunta sa lugar na
everything
yan,
will
dahil
be-
magnanakaw ka.
If I may add to that,
Yes,
internet is when you book through the internet or online, you have to pay direct immediately. Whereas if you deal with a travel agency, we have this called option. Okay.
Diba 3 days lang allowed nyo?
That is for low-cost carrier.
Low-cost carrier.
Sometimes on that day din, di ba?
Yeah, sometimes it's 24 hour.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
PAL
3
requires
days.
payment right away.
Yeah, but if it's
Yeah.
online, you pay right away. But however, if you talk with a travel agency, we still have this called option, wherein, like if we book with another airlines outside of a low-cost carrier, the option is kind of long before
Bawa
you
ko,
issue the ticket. Yes.
sanay ako sa online. Paano ko malulocate yung mga PTAA members?
Oh, we have a directory.
What do I Google?
Well, we have a
We
website.
have a website.
Website?
We have a
Google ko
website.
PTAA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lalabas.
Tapos doon,
That's where all your members
niraranking
are.
mo ba members mo,
Yeah.
AP?
Hindi,
alphabetically
sinesegregate.
ordered.
It's alphabetically arranged.
Alphabetical.
We indicate if they do inbound or outbound. So you choose from there.
Hindi nakalagay specialty, Europe,
Yun,
mga
yun,
ganyan,
yun.
Amerika. Walang ganon.
Wala.
Inbound, outbound
Inbound,
lang.
outbound.
Lalo
Inbound,
kung,
outbound.
Paano ko
How do
malalaman
we know
sino
who's
yung
the best?
maasikaso,
Well, probably
magaling,
when you check on the
ayos ang
listing,
presyo. Yan.
when you check on the listing, you can go to their individual website for it,
sites.
so you can check which.
Siya kung meron ako
rate-
impression pag travel agent, nagdadagdag ng cost, ganyan.
That's wrong.
That's
Actually,
wrong,
because that's the misconception
Oo
of
nga
other
eh.
travel agencies. Of the consumers. Actually, like we have a special rate, or we call it tariff. Okay. It applies to hotels, resorts,
Airlines.
airline.
Airlines.
Okay. So
Pati restaurants,
no restaurants.
Okay.
So from the special rate that we get, we just put a little markup because we are in business.
Yes,
But not
of course.
over the
Kasi
published.
online may markup din yun.
Of course,
Parang
kasi
10%
management fee yun eh. May
Oo.
management fee ang online. And the
Minimum
one,
management fee sa
may
online,
management-
300 pesos.
Yes. So sa amin, meron naman kaming special rate na sinasabi, katulad nga sa sinasabi ko sa inyo, sa aeroplano, sa hotel, sa restaurant, sa
Nire-respect yun ng
resort.
mga ano nyo.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
go over the published
Yes.
rack rate eh.
So,
So we're still selling below.
Chances are, halimbawa, lalo na if you are booking for a group, so we negotiate for your
special contracted
special rates.
for that.
For airline, for hotel, especially if it's an
Pero
incentive
hindi ka
group.
lolokoy na travel agent.
Oh no.
Kasi minsan marami siyang pinopromote na airline pag dudugtungin yung flight mo. Maski na pwede palang straight. Ganon.
Hindi naman.
Ganon.
Hindi
Sometimes
naman.
kasi yung mga dugtong-tugtong flight is cheaper.
Cheaper
we
pala
advise
yun.
the passenger, for example, this is the rate but you have to go all through this route.
Route,
But if you want a little higher but you
Kasi
go
minsan
direct.
8 hours lang yung flight, nakalagay 22 hours.
Yeah, kasi change of flights. Yeah.
Layovers.
Normally, hindi naman namin ginagawa because we always think of the convenience of the
You also
passengers.
So,
we
so
are
in the end, you
travelers
actually,
also,
yeah.
So parang kung ano yung feeling namin na mahirapan ba kami. So yung
Best
passengers
time to
namin
travel
din.
abroad, summer day.
I'm sorry, sir?
Best time to travel abroad for a Filipino.
Depends on
Kasi
the
napansin ko, ang
destination.
katinampan ng Pilipino ngayon.
Actually,
Judging by the success
I
of
think
your
that was brought
Expo?
about by the
Yeah.
expo and
Expo.
the promos.
Ang dami
that
naman.
were online.
tremendous attendance.
How did you do?
no?
Because you recently had your
Yes,
expo.
your record numbers,
Congratulations.
no?
Thank
so,
you.
And I heard the president for the first time actually went
Correct.
and
Dati
visited.
one floor lang kayo ng S.M.E. Ngayon,
Now, two
Yes.
floors.
Yes.
Yes, we have
and ang daming waitlist.
So do you have like a number of how many tickets and you've sold?
in terms of the number of exhibitors that we had, there was an increase, definitely.
Ilan ba exhibitors nyo?
Before, we only had around 477. Now, we're at
Lang yun,
530 booths na kami. Now, in terms of square meters, yung area that we're utilizing, before we were only at 9,000 plus square meters. Now, we're looking at more than 1 hectare, 11,250 square meters. So it's really a big, even the flag carrier was able to secure a very huge space. And, the consumers who were not accommodated in the previous years, we're now accommodated.
JP, dapat even the last day should close late.
Actually, the organizing committee right now will look into...
Pagod na kayo?
But we will look into it.
Last minute Pinoy mentality, no?
Yeah, last
True.
But what's the volume of sales that you actually made in your... Was it 3-day or 4-day event?
According to the reports that we had, 385
travel
million.
agent.
385
million for the 3-day event.
85 million for the 3 days.
85 million for the 3-day event.
That's fantastic.
So you were selling more than 120 million per day.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
more or less.
Yung as a travel agent, your sales there was what? 1/3 of your annual business?
No, not
Hindi
naman.
pa rin?
Probably, our sales there could account to mga 1/8.
15%.
We still, siyempre, those are just 3 days compared to 365.
Pero napansin ko, for a travel agent, that's the first time you introduce yourself to a large group of consumers. Diba? So may repeat business yun.
There is. Lalo na kung natulungan mo sa umpisa.
Maganda yung experience niya. Kasi
We're a one-stop
Pal,
shop.
for instance, was kept on announcing, you can also go to the travel agent.
Yeah.
That's right.
Huh?
Same
Same price.
To declog the line.
So maraming nag-shift sa inyo.
Well, ang essential factor nun is that travel agents is a one-stop shop.
One-stop
If you're
shop.
doing a tour, let's say, to Bangkok or to Singapore, we handle your transfers, your accommodations, your airfare.
Okay.
Now, if you
Hindi
line
ka
up
mukha
with...
yung airline
lang. And then yung line up
Bahala ka na
again.
dun sa
Kami,
iba.
we handle all your needs.
Ano
So
ba
in the end, we
popular-
end up saving. If you're, you actually end up...
And you're taken
travel.
care of.
Yeah, actually, when this
Especially for a
online...
first or second timer traveler.
Yeah. Actually, when the online craze came in, syempre may mga nawala kami mga clients. But after a while,
mga
they really
nagsara
came
din
back.
sa inyo.
Babalik din
Bumalik sila.
Bumalik sila.
Nag-witch sa online.
After the experience.
Kasi minsan hindi
After
mo...
all the experience they had.
Lalo na sa refunds. Yun ang usual nagiging problem.
Sa refund.
So,
Online no refund.
No refund. Yeah.
It's quite...
Saka ang lakas ng penalty, 50% if you ask for refund, no?
Yeah.
You either lose your
Parang
ticket
you
or
just
lose
buy a new
substantial
one.
You
amount
better
of your
buy a new
ticket.
one.
Ano bang pinaka-popular na destinations abroad sa Pinoy?
Well, now
America?
it's Japan.
Japan,
in
hindi
Japan
America?
and Korea.
Hindi expensive on Japan?
Japan?
I'm also amazed that a lot of Filipinos now are traveling to Japan.
They want Japan?
And Korea, yes.
Gusto
Anong
nila.
appeal ng Japan sa Pinoy? Conqueror country, di ba?
Pero kasi right now kasi okay na yung visa nila, they're very lenient at Japan.
Madaling magkaroon ng visa.
Yes. For second
How
timers,
many
they
days
give
ang processing ng Japanese visa?
4 days.
4 days,
Pero for immediate.
How much would the travel agent charge you for that processing?
For the processing, it ranges from 1,500 to 2,000.
Very reasonable.
It's not a visa fee, Tony. It's
Assistance.
Facilitation.
Facilitation. Because visa is gratis.
Gratis.
In Japan.
but for
Kasi,
yeah.
biro mo, you are a manager. Siyempre, can afford ka to travel. Sayang ang oras mo kung di mo bigay sa travel agency yung pipila ka sa gate ng Japan. Gano?
But
Kasi,
you're not allowed din po eh.
You're
There
not
are only
allowed.
some
you're not
accredited
allowed.
travel agencies who are
at
allowed.
puro travel agent lang ang pwede lumapit sa Japan.
And one thing good is, PTAA was able to, should I say,
So
make
if
its
you want to go to
presence
Japan,
to
get a
Japan.
travel agent.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Dati po kasi, limited lang yung mga travel agents na nagpo-process ng visa.
Ngayon,
However,
PTAA.
if you are a PTAA member,
allowed ka ng Japan Embassy.
may
You're allowed to
endorsement lang.
Course it to the
Course it through
6
us.
ba sila ngayon? 6 or
6.
7, yeah.
Course it through us, and then you will be facilitated. Your Japan visa will be facilitated.
1,500
That's one
to
of
Probably
the
not only Japan, no?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
Alas.
All right, we're going to continue this discussion. We'll be right back. You're watching BizNews. Welcome back. So biggest destination is Hong Kong still.
Favorite ng mga Pilipino, Hong
Favorite.
Kong, Japan, Singapore, ganyan.
Yeah. Korea, of course.
Korea.
Korea?
Oh,
yeah.
ngayon,
Korea,
yeah.
yes.
May scenery ba sa Korea?
Marami
Yeah,
po.
marami.
Ang Korea?
Yeah.
And the
Nami
food.
Island, food is...
Food
Because
is
as
good.
you know, the
Kimchi?
Korea telenovela was brought
Telenovela,
into the
yun.
Philippines.
Epekto nila pumasok
Yeah,
sa psyche
was brought
nila.
into the Philippines. And so much so that a lot of Filipinos
True.
were crazy over
see
the
those,
Korean
yeah.
telenovelas.
We need to
And
export our telenovela there.
I
We
think
should.
we need to.
we need to.
So that's we should.
Lalo na
We
yung mga
should.
love triangle natin, gaganda sa tunay na buhay, saka sa pelikula. Di ba?
So,
Para lalong dumami yung pumunta
ang
na.
ginawa ng Korea, very smart. You
Yeah.
know, yung kanilang mga location sites, ginawa nila yung destination.
Ganon. Yung sa
Part
telenovela.
of
Sa
the tour.
telenovela.
Part
So,
of the
anong ang
tour.
pinaka-popular doon na location?
Nami Island.
Nami Island.
Nami? I never heard of
Nami
that.
Island is it's shooting
Nami,
this-
N-A-M-Y?
N-A-M-I.
M-I.
Yeah, it's
How
Nami
far is that
Island.
from Seoul?
From the airport. From the
almost 2
airport
hours
is,
din
from airport is 1 hour. But
Bakit
from
doon
Seoul,
ang location ng ano?
maganda kasi talaga.
Maganda.
Maganda
Good
kasi
scenes.
parang stretch of
Anong
trees.
telenovela ba yan? Love story?
May love story, merong...
Story?
Kalimitan love story.
Pero bakit makiklik dito ang Korean telenovela? Mas gwapo yung mga artista natin.
Naman.
Yung mga
K-pop?
artista nila, ang tigas ng muka.
K-pop,
K-pop,
pati yung
eh.
K-pop, malakas din sa atin.
Kailangan lumaban yung Pilipinas.
And
Saka
they
yung
have a
sayaw.
lot of they have
Saka yung voice over flowers. No?
Oo, yung mga
Ang
ganun,
ganda ng
mga-
location site na
Mga
talaga.
jumong, mga ganyan.
So we should do the same so that others will
Probably
actually
so.
come
We
to
can
us.
Actually, yes.
But I wanted to ask, because Koreans are one of the major ones that come in, but the
Yeah.
one that had the greatest uptick of tourists that coming in are from mainland China. What's the percentage increase of that?
100%, di ba?
On the third quarter of 2013,
100%.
they're 107% an increase, but it went down to 69.9. But still,
But it
that's the
bounced back.
highest.
69.9 lang.
9%. That's the
Yeah,
highest.
lang, no? 70% lang.
That's the highest. So they
Yung
really,
numbers,
If we
parang-
continue that, they're going to
they
overtake,
might be able to
actually.
overtake, baka Japan. Ang susunod kasi, number 3 is Japan.
Madi-displace nila ang Japan.
Well, kung mag-continue as
Yeah,
Beto
yung
saying,
70%.
Oo.
At 70%.
Oo. We
Last
also
year,
have-
in 2013, we got 400,000 Chinese.
Yeah, correct. You're
Yeah.
correct.
The year before, about 272 or
Yeah.
200 lang.
Despite of what
270.
happened.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
kayang-kaya natin mag 500,000 Chinese.
Kaya, basta
Ay,
ayusin
oo.
yung airport, ayusin yung
Bakit
mga
mga
flights.
Koreans, nanggaling din sila sa 500,000 3 years ago, ano? Ngayon, nagwa 1.2 na sila.
Almost one.
Actually, yung move nga ngayon ng Department of Tourism is to really train even the tour guides.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah,
came from
because
a
they only
meeting.
have
Guides.
one
They only have one
Korean tour
guide.
speaking na Pinoy
Korean
na tour
speaking.
guide.
Saan? Dito sa buong industry?
1.2 million na arrivals. Ang nagtutour guide dito sa
English?
atin are the
Japanese?
Koreans
Korean.
themselves.
Actually, sila
the
na
students.
kasama na
Dala
nila
nila
coming
sa
in.
tour
Yeah.
guide
So,
nila.
it's
Even the
a,
Magkano
Chinese.
bayad na isang tour guide na Korean
palagay mo
speaking?
ng
Mahal. I checked because I have a Korean group.
Siguro 2,000 a day yan.
No. It's
More
even
pa
more.
siguro
It's
yan.
about
More?
3,500.
Talo niyang call center. Agent.
Yeah,
A day.
a day.
Oo.
Because yung,
3,000,
yung ating local guide,
May
the
tips
Filipino
pa yan.
guide, the
Oh,
English-speaking
tips,
guide
oh.
is already
Siguro may na 50
2,500.
pesos per Korean, ano? Eh, dun sa isang bus sila niya, 100. Ang
No,
laki ng bus.
40.
Kaya employment opportunity yan for Filipinos. Kasi usually, if you talk to students, ang sasabi sa'yo, I wanna work in an airline, in a hotel, resort, no, cruise line.
Cruise lines.
Sana makita rin natin opportunity
So
for
yung
the
mga
tour
colleges and
guiding.
university, divert talaga yung mga estudyante sa tourism courses.
Nandun
Mga
yun,
foreign
pero
language.
Marami na ngayon tourism
ini-incorporate
courses.
na ngayon yung foreign languages because it's an opportunity.
Kasi ngayon, pag sinabing
HRM.
HRM, parang wala na lang choice yung bata, eh, no?
Parang last
Doon,
choice na.
na-rejected siya sa accounting, management, liberal arts,
Hindi naman.
philosophy,
No,
no?
but now
Nagiging
it's
priority.
one.
It is a
Ano na talaga
priority.
nila?
It's a
It is.
glamorous
That
Even
may be
culinary.
more profitable
It's a
now.
glamorous
Now,
course.
yeah.
They call it, hindi na kasi HRM, Tony. The main ko na is hospitality management.
Kasi
That's the new term now.
hospitality sounds like GRO, eh.
Yeah, that was the misconception before. But now medyo in
Kasi hospitality girls.
Yeah.
No, diba?
So right now,
Branding, lalagay yung branding. You should diba, make it more glamorous.
yeah,
Wag
the
hospitality
term.
management.
pero yun ang kwan eh. Yun ang
Why don't you just say travel management, TM? Oh.
Pero andun na kasi
Parang
yun.
touch mo ko.
we
sinabi
can,
na siya.
we can
We
look
can
into that. No?
check with
Whether-
Fran.
Hospitality, travel management. And you know, the
Parang hindi
courses should
maganda
not be
pakinggan, eh, no?
like guides. Kailangan you should be able to manage hotels. The number one
Kasi-
among the biggest exports of the Philippines are hotel managers.
Yes.
Yeah.
One time I was in Azerbaijan. the Hilton there,
All,
daming mga Filipino managers.
Even the crew
Don't
on
go
the cruise
everywhere you
liners.
go,
Don't go far in
In
Dubai.
Doha, in
In
Doha.
Dubai. In
Oh.
Dubai alone.
Actually,
Doha.
that's true. You take any cruise, there's
Pinoy.
Yes.
lots.
Yeah, all
Yes.
of
Lots
mostly
of
Number one
Filipinos.
entertainer sa barko sa abroad, Pinoy.
Pinoy.
And chefs.
And chef.
Sa Singapore, lahat
chefs.
ng nightclub, may Pinoy band.
But speaking of cruise, how big are we in getting
Cruise business.
the international cruise ships
Oh,
to actually
Undertan's
dock?
also very strong on cruise
Yeah.
business.
Actually,
Actually,
Docking.
last year, a lot of big cruise companies docked
docking.
in Puerto Princesa.
Puerto Princesa.
Yeah. And that
How
is
large is the ship?
excursion.
You can actually.
Malaki.
2,000 capacity.
2,000 capacity.
Ang isang barko,
nice.
2,000
Isang barko.
people.
Yeah.
Mga big
Kasi mga kan po yan mga international.
Ilang araw yan titigil sa Puerto Princesa?
Whole
Tatlo?
day.
Whole day.
Whole day.
Whole day?
Yeah.
Excursion
Pupunta lang
trips.
sa underground
May day
river.
tour.
Kasi ang stay mo pa rin sa boat.
Saan sila nanggaling?
Different ASEAN countries.
Different. Like
Ano yung sinasama nila Puerto Princesa?
Puerto Princesa.
Nasa roadmap na tayo
Yeah,
ngayon.
yeah.
And
Nice.
the Department of Tourism is very, because when it comes to statistics, malaking
Saka,
contribution
ang ganda
yun.
ng euphony ng Puerto Princesa, no? Sounds like port. It sounds like royalty kasi princess.
Yeah.
no?
Correct.
Puerto
diba?
Princesa.
Para ka nasa
Parang magandang
diba?
puntahan
Parang
talaga.
Acapulco dati.
Tsaka
no?
nagkakaroon na rin sila ngayon ng mga community-based programs na
Yeah,
ginagawa.
for example, yeah.
These are the Ugong Rock Climbing,
may
Iwahig
mga
Firefly
ganon.
Watching,
Firefly watching.
the San Carlos River Cruising, and the Dolphin Watching. Ang nag-organize nito, mga taga Puerto Princesa.
local.
Community.
That already generates
And
jobs.
from Puerto Princesa,
For,
you can get a boat go to El Nido, di ba?
No, by land na lang,
By
Tony.
land.
It's only 4 hours by
land.
now.
Oo.
Ha?
Because they already fixed the road going
Pwede na
linking.
El Nido by
Before
land?
6 hours.
Before
here,
it used
4
to be
hours.
11.
From Puerto.
It used
Pwede
to
na
be
El Nido
For
by
Puerto.
land?
But a
Puerto.
nice travel.
Yeah,
From,
4 hours by land. So now we can do a combined combo package of Puerto Princesa and El Nido.
Yeah.
In one day? 2
Hindi
days?
naman,
no?
hindi
Two
naman.
No,
days.
travel.
You have to sleep in El Nido. So parang pwede ka nang pasok ka ng Puerto Princesa,
Pwede-
exit ka
paano
ng El Nido.
masisingit
El
yung
Nido.
underground river? 2 hours yun eh. Go
Yeah,
hours,
so
yeah.
stay in El Nido ka muna for the
free.
next 2 days, you know.
Did
Then
El
after-
Nido get an award recently for being one of the top travel
Manpulo.
destinations?
Ah,
for-
yes.
Marami
And,
tayong beaches na
big
nasama.
names are going
Even-
into the resorts business,
Yeah.
di ba? Ayala.
They are.
Even,
Yeah, the
even the
Gov
Mega
Work.
World,
Correct.
even the Gochanon,
In Puerto, nandun
yeah,
sila sa
in
Palawan.
Coron,
Coron.
the Gochanon group. They already, remember when they showed to us during the Miss Earth,
Yeah.
yung kanilang project.
Pero JP, going back to the target, 6.5 ba ang target?
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
I was looking at the figures. In 2013, we missed all the targets by country.
For,
We miss all the targets. And
Yeah,
then we
because
miss
of-
it in total. We miss it by 20%. So if we missed last year, what are the chances of our making it this year? The target of 6.5
well,
million.
dapat synchronized movements ang kailangan.
Synchronized,
No?
oo.
Kailangan natin ng
Concerted
tulong ng
effort.
DOTC talaga dyan. At saka, talagang kailangan gawin yung mga airports. Ayusin yung infrastructure facilities like pati kuryente sa bawat lugar.
Yeah.
No? Kailangan ready muna eh.
But
Hindi
we
ka
had a
naman pwede
problem kasi
mag-invite
last
eh.
quarter. That's why medyo na...
Pero alam mo yung ka-advantage ng last quarter, yung Landa, nagkaroon sila ng idea where is
Awareness.
the Philippines.
Yeah.
Well, that
That's
was,
exactly what the department, the
Tacloban.
Secretary Tourism said.
Yeah.
Oo.
That's what
Kaya
they said.
nagkaroon ng campaign ng Bangon
Ang
Tours.
mahal ng media values
program
niyan, ha?
ng
About
Department of
Philippines.
Tourism.
Saka mga artista ng Hollywood, napunta
And
lahat
punta
doon.
lahat.
That is
So you were
correct.
saying this, Bangon Tours, what's that?
Well, the Bangon Tours program is initiated by the Tourism Promotions Board under the DOT.
Di ba sa ABS-CBN lang yan?
No, it's for all, no? So,
And what-
so
what
ang
was
DOT,
it? Yeah.
what they wanted is for the Filipinos to travel within the country. It's domestic travel. We
To
really
help
wanted
those,
to spur that.
those who are
For,
affected.
kasi if you ask for, ayaw naman siyempre ng Bohol or the other provinces ng alms. Ang gusto
Yes,
nila, warm
yeah.
bodies to really
Warm
keep them
bodies who will
up.
spend and help the
spend.
local
Diba?
economy.
Siyempre sila naman, these
Pero
are
domestic
business people.
tourists, magkano ginagasta niyan? per day?
Per day, lagay na natin on a per day basis kasama yung hotel, nasa mga 2,000 pesos.
That's not
2,000,
bad.
okay. Kasi ang
For
foreign
warm
tourists, $100 per day.
$93.
$100 per day.
93 to 100.
Except when you get the Canadians, the Americans,
They spend
who
more.
spend 1,300 a day. No? And the Filipinos, di ba? Mahal nila mag-spend. No? Kasi namimigay talaga sila ng pera.
Yung mga corporations
Mga
na
balikbayan.
Filipino, instead of going outbound, they
That's
really
good.
look
We
into
should.
the
Inbound.
Actually, yun ang
locals.
ano
We
ng
should.
Quran din, yun ang
Saka
shout
mas
nila.
stable yung inbound eh.
Yeah.
Resilient siya.
Ang
Alam
dami
na
mo pang hindi nakikita.
Ang dami. Sobrang.
All right, what are those? But before you answer that, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching BizNews.
JP, Fe, Michelle, name 3 must-visit destinations this year, both for Filipino and foreign tourists.
To visit.
Ikaw
Well,
muna.
on my end, look into Aurora.
Aurora, Baler,
no,
Baler,
for
okay.
culture, no? You could also look at Ilocos Norte.
Ilocos Norte,
no?
okay.
And tingnan din natin sa tingin ko yung Samal Island
Samal saan yan?
sa Davao.
Davao.
yun,
Ikaw naman,
maganda
Fe.
rin yun.
Top 3 mo kung
three.
mayroong biglang nagising na gusto niya.
Legazpi.
Legazpi, Albay, yes.
Legazpi Albay. Still Puerto Princesa.
Puerto Princesa, okay.
Palawan. And Cagayan de Oro.
Cagayan, CDO. Ano meron sa CDO?
Yeah.
We have the whitewater rafting.
Whitewater.
We have the longest zip line
Zip line.
in Cagayan de
that's in
Oro.
CDO.
And of course, the food in Cagayan de Oro.
Sabi nila,
Kasi may,
the airport is a mess. Lagindingan.
Nagimbingan.
Lagindingan ba? Paano?
So, kailangan ayusin tayo.
I think they're fixing it.
They're
Ikaw naman,
fixing
Michelle.
it.
Ikaw naman, Michelle.
Ako po, well, Coron is still
Coron,
one
okay.
of my top choice. Coron, Bohol is still one.
Panglao.
Panglao, yan. And then, of course, yung Cebu and ano natin, combination Bohol. What else? Ano pa?
Maganda Cebu, may Magellan story, may beach story.
Yeah.
Combination kasi. Of course,
Combination.
Boracay will still be one
The
of the...
best.
Boracay is still the best.
Still.
Still the best.
Mga first-timer talagang Boracay.
Pero
pa rin.
Boracay is already what? 500,000 tourists a year, no?
Yeah, around
Foreign
the-
tourists. At in addition, yung pang domestic tourists. No?
Kaya nga they're fixing the
Best value for the money.
Yung sa unahan.
One destination sa'yo.
Sa akin, ano?
Baler pa rin?
For
Di naman.
Filipino to be.
For
Best
Filipinos, Aurora.
Ora, Baler. Magkano going to
Kasi
Baler?
bus fare lang eh. You
bus
ride by
fare.
bus fare lang,
Magkano?
5.5 hours, it's 700 one way eh.
Ano kasama doon? Yung fare lang?
That's the one-way fare, no? So
Magkano
probably
yung
a
hotel?
full package for 3 days, 2 nights would cost you a little less than 5,000 pesos.
5,000? Okay yun ah.
Yeah. Mura siya, high-end hotel na
$120
yun.
lang, ah.
How about
Yeah.
Batanes? What's
Batanes is expensive.
Because of the
mahal.
air
Kasi airfare pa
portion.
lang is
Yeah.
Airfare magkano?
16,000.
16,000? Pamasahe pa lang?
Pamasahe pa lang.
Yung hotel?
Yung hotel, basta your package will go around 30,000.
30,000 per pax. You can go to Baler 6 times.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
one-time visit to
With
Batanes.
your family na.
Ilocos, Vegan,
Ilocos
and
is
Pagudbud is one
value
of
for money.
value for money.
Ilocos.
For me, value for money is still Ilocos. Kasi it's also accessible by land and mura ang bilihin. There's a wide choices of hotels. Both
And cuisine
in
can be
Vegan.
exotic, no?
Ah, yeah, the cuisine.
Danggit,
No, the bagnet.
the bagnet.
Bagnet.
Yan nasa babaw ng pinakbet,
Yeah,
di ba?
Yun. So, still
Yeah.
for me is Ilocos.
Ilocos. Saka
Because
yung
it's complete
Ilocos,
package talaga.
yan lang ang destination na nasa
Historical.
cross ni Jesus Christ.
Oh, really?
Oh, INRI, Ilocos Norte, Region 1.
Oh,
Di ba?
okay.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Di ba? Okay, package sa Ilocos. How do I get it? For instance, magkano naman yung package sa Ilocos? Sa kanya, Batanes, 30,000,
For
Baler,
me, siguro,
5,000.
halimbawa, kung barkada package kayo,
Oh,
there's a hotel there that there's a dormitory,
Ah.
pero maganda ha.
oh.
Barkada package is about 5,000 pesos.
Barkada, ilang tao yan?
4.
4.
Four in
5,000 per day?
No,
For
for
package.
3 days tunas.
sa combination.
Mura
Oh my
yan.
gosh. Really?
Kasi
Bali,
magkano
1.5
lang ang
lang kayo
bus?
per
Magkano
person.
lang ang
Of course, you
Paano
have to
bus?
take note yung resort, yung place na booking, hindi naman ganun ka.
Oh, naman.
Yeah.
Like, halimbawa, baka bayaran ako nito. Okay, there's a nice hotel there na maganda talaga na ginamit natin, di ba? So,
Sa Ilocos Norte.
sa Lawag.
Lawag.
Sa
Lawag.
Lawag. Okay. Kasi ang Ilocos, ang vegan kasi, pwedeng passing through. You don't have to stay in vegan.
Pwede nga dumaan ka muna sa Bigan, tapos tuloy ka ng Lawag.
Yun yung sinasabi ko na kaya pwede siyang
okay.
accessible
Yung
by
zoo
land.
libre.
Yung
Walang
zoo libre,
entrance
wala
fee.
yun, walang bayad yun.
Zoo ni Chabichingson.
Walang
Yes,
bayad
libre
yun.
yun.
Libre, oh.
Tapos pupunta ka lang doon
Yeah,
sa...
you can post beside the tiger, no?
True.
Yes,
It's
They'll give you
very
a
dangerous thing, no?
snake.
Oo,
the
yeah.
snake.
Yeah.
Hawakan mo kasi.
Oo.
Oh, yun. So, meron dong isang na maganda ha, for star property. Pero for...
Sa
Sa
Lawag.
Lawag.
Ah.
Okay.
Why don't you mention names para, ano?
Plaza del Norte.
Oo.
So, Plaza del Norte...
Hindi mahirap
How
na.
much per day yan?
Sinabi na niya kagad.
How much per night yan?
Yung sa dormitory, lang yun, mura lang yun. Kasi yung
200,
dormitory,
200.
siguro parang mga 500 to 600.
500, oh.
Kasi pwede kayong 8 persons in a room. Sa dormitory
Shared yung toilet.
They have 2 toilets.
Pero may shower naman?
Yes.
May hot water?
Yes.
Okay.
And yung buffet
So,
breakfast mo
500
kasama
per
doon.
night to 600, may breakfast ka pa nun?
Yes.
May breakfast.
Kasama ng
Breakfast pa
breakfast?
yun. Kasi
Barkada
nga doon,
package.
barkada
Diyan sa
package.
Green Hills, ang breakfast, 300 pesos na yung Langit eh.
Maraming
Tapos
mura talaga.
yung safari is 2,500 lang yung buong sasakyan. So, tigpa
Saan
500 lang kayo.
Sa Ilocos Norte?
Sa Ilocos, yung sa Lawag.
Yung sand dune.
Yung sand
Sand
dune.
dune. Tapos sandboarding
Oh,
kasama.
sandboarding.
Sandboarding.
2,500 lang yun. So, tigpa 500. Pwede pang 6 persons in one sasakyan.
In one jeep.
jeep.
So, family tour, yung barkada, pwede.
Oo, family.
Anyway,
family.
JP, travel agency mo, anong number? Ano, you mentioned yung travel agency.
Okay. Well,
What's the
may
name?
Sencorp Travel.
Sencorp, how do you spell
Sencorp.
that?
CENCORP. The phone numbers are 888-0042 and 888-2345.
Oh, coffee. Ano yung
Arfel
agency
Travel
mo?
and Tours.
Ano?
Arfel.
Arfel,
Travel and Tours. Our telephone numbers are 821-6851, 821-9597, and 824-5940.
Galing niya. Ikaw, Michelle.
My travel agency is Golden Eagle Travel and
Golden
Tours.
Eagle.
We're just beside GMA 7. Our numbers are 928-0148 and 928-4994. Of course, if we have a lot of listing of travel agencies under PTAA, where we
Google
represent.
PTAA.
Yes.
May hotline ng PTAA?
Yes.
Meron.
Ano,
It's
JP?
552-0026 up to 29.
Okay,
Do you have a
552-0026.
last message for the ones who are traveling now?
Well, especially for the Filipinos,
Yes.
we wanted to really encourage you to visit the Philippines. There are
Visit
a
the
lot
Philippines.
Of,
Visit
And most
Philippines.
important
places.
travel tip, ha? Take care of your money. Travel light.
Correct.
Yes.
Tama yan.
Travel light.
Tama yun.
Because the airline is going to shake you down whenever you exit or whenever you hand carry something or check in a luggage.
Yeah.
But travel light.
And
You have
choose
to
your
check it.
favorite travel agent.
Yeah.
Do not go online.
And anyway, when you go shopping in that destination, doon ka bumili ng damit mo. So, online, if you pay extra the airline, pabalik ang bayaran mo. Diba?
And travel within the Philippines.
Yes,
That's
ika
what you
nga
guys-
ni Secretary Jimenez, it's more fun in the Philippines.
Yeah, more
really,
fun.
More
you really
fun
have
inside
to,
the Philippines.
Let's really push domestic travel among
Yeah.
ourselves.
All right.
Anyway, Philippines should be doing 22 million like Malaysia instead of just 6.5
Well,
million.
if that's the case, everyone will be happy. We will create more jobs, I'm sure.
Hopefully
We will
we'll reach
create
Saka
more
sana
jobs.
hindi tayo maging dayuhan sa ating
Tama.
Bansa.
That's right.
Well,
Well said.
congratulations,
Congratulations and thank you for being on our
you're very
show.
gung-ho
More
and
power
your
to
business
you.
is booming.
Yeah. All right, we watch another episode of Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee together with Tony Lopez. See us every Monday at 7 p.m. We'll see you again next week. Have a good night and God bless. Thanks for watching.